Welcome back to the New York Sports Exchange, episode number 121. And Juan Soto is a New York Yankee. Oh, yeah, baby. Juan Soto is a New York Yankee. They finally get him. Took a lot of guys, a lot of dramatics, but nonetheless, we got our guy. Juan Soto is a Yankee. Yamamoto next. In other baseball news, Shohei Ohtani with the most ridiculous contract I think I have ever seen in not only baseball, but sports. We'll take a deep dive into that. I'll take a deep dive into that as well. No Tim here, just me today. Tim, finals week is kicking Tim's ass. I only had 2 online finals, so that's why I'm here. I'm home. You'll see Tim's face next week. Giants and Jets get big wins at home as well. This is I'm all in. Tommy Cutlets, Tommy DeVito. I'm here for it. Zach Wilson put up a great performance on Sunday against the maybe could they be going to the playoffs? They might have knocked their playoff hopes out, but nonetheless, what a performance from Zach Wilson. We'll take a deep dive in the NFL. I'll take a deep dive in the NFL as well. The NBA, Draymond Green gets suspended indefinitely for punching Yusuf Nurkic in the face. I will talk about why the Golden State Warriors are an absolute disaster and why I like the Clippers to cover against them tonight as well. I have a betting tip as well. No picks this week. We're going to give the picks, but we're not going to do them on the podcast. Just check out social medias, Instagram, X, all that stuff for our Week 15 picks. But nonetheless, let's just dive into it. We'll have some NHL as well. Islanders sneaking in there. So let's get it started with baseball. I feel like that's a big story. Juan Soto, this is our first episode. Juan Soto is a New York Yankee. It was mentioned in the episode before. Everyone knew it was going to happen. It was a matter of when, not if. It was, I want to say, like nerve-wracking just because it reminded me of the Cliff Lee deal back in 2010 where it was everyone thought Cliff Lee was going to go to the Yankees in 2010. Yankees on the quest to go back-to-back, and then it just ultimately fell apart due to physicals. Then that's what scared the Padres over. They, I think it was the Mike King physical that didn't go too well, but nonetheless, they took the deal anyway. So the Yankees do get Juan Soto and Trent Grisham. That's huge that we got Trent Grisham as a fourth outfielder. Great defender, hits lefties well. His swing is perfect for Yankee Stadium. So that is a perfect fourth outfielder for the Yankees. And the San Diego Padres, they got what they needed. They got controllable young pitching. They go ahead and get Mike King, Drew Thorpe, Johnny Brito, Randy Vasquez, and Kyle Higashioka. Sad to see Higgy go, longest tenured Yankee. He's been there since I was like 5, like 2008 they drafted him. So that's going to be weird seeing him in a new uniform. But nonetheless, the Yankees got better, and now they're on to the next one. They've got to get Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I feel like that's the big one. Bob Nightingale said that they're favorites. I know Bob Nightingale is like not that trusted of a reporter, but this year he is after that article that he came out saying that baseball reporting is just become a sham. And I completely agree with that. But nonetheless, go get Yamamoto. And also, too, if they extend Soto next year and they have Yamamoto, let's all be honest here. Judge is aging, kind of, sort of. Garrett Cole is in like age, how old is he? 31, 32, Garrett Cole? I think Garrett Cole, I know he's in his 30s. He's 33. He's going to turn 34 in September. So if you are able to get Soto and extend Soto, sign Yamamoto, that extends the championship window by so much because it gives me the utmost confidence to say that definitely the Yankees are going to be in the conversation every year. And now, honestly, with this Soto addition, and keep in mind too, they also have Alex Verdugo as well. It's what they needed. Lefty hitting, and they need pitching as well. They still need the pitching. Yamamoto decision probably coming up next week, I think. So, if you're a Yankee fan, get locked and loaded because this is it. This is it. Brian Cashman, after a failure of a season last year, the winter meetings legend himself goes and gets himself Juan Soto, goes and gets Trent Grisham. Huge. I love the addition of Trent Grisham. I feel like I'm just going to keep on talking about Trent Grisham more than the Soto addition. But anyway, with the Verdugo trade as well, it adds so much more lefties. It adds so much more lefties to the lineup because let's keep in mind, Yankee Stadium's a lefty-favored ballpark, and the Yankees had like two lefties in the lineup, I think, or maybe even one. Rizzo is the only one that I can think of. But then the lefties that they had, like Calhoun and Bowers, they weren't able to hit the ball well. Like, let's all be honest here. So I'm excited. If they face a righty, you can hit Gleyber leadoff, then Judge, Soto, Rizzo maybe, Stanton, Verdugo, and then you have Volpe, LeMahieu, Wells. That's huge. And if you go up against a lefty, then you can even put Verdugo at leadoff. You have Alex Verdugo at leadoff. Then you go with Blanket, and then you can go with Judge, then Soto, Stanton, Torres, LeMahieu, Volpe, and Trevino too. So this is Aaron Boone's got a lot of decisions to make here. I think that this is going to be a fun year in Yankee land. I'll tell you that. Yankees also do make a trade. They trade Trey Sweeney, their number 8 prospect, their first round pick in 2021, I want to say, for 2 Dodgers prospects on the 40-man. This was for the Dodgers to get 2 40-man roster spots open when they signed Shohei Ohtani and Joe Kelly. But speaking of, I mispronounced it because I was thinking of this guy, Jorbit Vivas, a 5'10" second baseman. He's now the 6th top prospect in the Yankee system, I want to say, because the Yankees did get rid of a lot of prospects in the Soto trade. But I like this guy. I think he's getting Luis Arias comparisons, which is definitely good. You want to Luis Arias hit almost 400 this year. So if you're getting comparisons to him, you better be freaking good. Hit for average guy, love it. Love the ad. If they, I don't want to say it, they trade Gleyber Torres, then that's the guy in place. He's a second baseman. Good. I like it. Looking forward to see what happens. And they also get some bullpen depth as well. Anthony Gonzalez, I want to say. I know his last name was Gonzalez, but I'm forgetting on... No, that's not his name. I'm blanking on his name right now. I mean, it is going to be relevant. Lefty pitcher, sinker heavy, Victor Gonzalez. Thank you. Victor Gonzalez to the Yankees as well. Nice bullpen piece, lefty. Does it mean they bring back Wandy Peralta? Who knows? Enough Yankee talk. Next up, it's the big one. Shohei Ohtani to the Los Angeles Dodgers. 10 years, $700 million. $700 million, the largest contract in North American sports history. It's not it's not that he's going to the Dodgers that's pissing me off, because he was offering this. For those who don't know, Shohei Ohtani's contract is going to be he's deferring $680 million. $680 million he is deferring. So from 2023, or 2024 technically, 2024 to 2034, he is going to be paid $2 million a year. And then from 2034 to 2043, he is going to be paid $68 million. This allows the Dodgers to have $68 million of free spending for the entire time Shohei Ohtani is a Los Angeles Dodger. It pisses me off. It pisses me off because the fact that he's allowed to do this is disgusting. No other league in America would ever do this, would ever allow this. I mean, come on, David Stern vetoed a trade for Chris Paul to go to the Lakers. So, I mean, I wouldn't believe that for a second. But, oh my God. I mean, knowing the Dodgers, it's like, yeah, they have all these guys, but like it's at the same time, off-season World Series, winning the off-season does not automatically mean you're winning the World Series. So I heard the Yamamoto meeting happened in LA. They brought in Shohei, they brought in Mookie Betts, they brought in Freddie Freeman. I think they also brought in Will Smith, although I think that's not true. I do know those 3 were there, Mookie, Freddie, and Shohei. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough decision. I know Bob Nightingale said that Yamamoto is the favorite for the Yankees, and they want to get him. I mean, they can lure him in with the legacy of the New York Yankees and all that. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's set to be a very exciting offseason. Nothing known yet. Nothing known on that yet, but definitely something to look out for in the next couple of days. Maybe that happens next episode. So who knows? Enough baseball talk. We're 10 minutes in. Time for some NFL football. And let's start with the New York Football Giants. Because, oh my God, Tommy DeVito is taking the world by storm. He is taking the football world and the world as well. He was mentioned on The Tonight Show. He's taking the world by storm. This is like, I've never seen anything like this. And it goes to show you with the whole Daniel Jones thing and how he was good. It's an old saying, you can lead a horse to water. It's up to him if he drinks it. Like that was the thing with Daniel Jones. Because last year he's doing good, learning on this new offense. He's making the right decisions, all this. And then this year it's a complete 180. He looked terrible. Then he tears his ACL. Here comes this fucking DeVito guy out of nowhere. I've been fucking doing this all day. I got a chicken cutlet sandwich. I couldn't believe it. It's the fact that he's not turning the ball over. I know he's been sacked like 28. I know he was sacked. DeVito was sacked 28 times before the Packer game, but this is insane. He's not supposed to succeed under this. Like that's the thing. That's the thing that it goes all the credit in the world. I mean, you can give credit to Tommy DeVito all you want, but you gotta give most of the credit to Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka, and it gives me hope. It gives me hope that if they go in another direction at the quarterback position, because let's be honest, I'm not expecting Tommy DeVito to be the quarterback for the Giants next year, and I'm not expecting Daniel Jones to be the quarterback for the Giants as well. It's not like this. It's not like when Joe Schoen was hired and they hired Brian Daboll as well. It's not like they were all in on Daniel Jones. Let's all keep in mind here, they declined his option, and he was able to prove himself, win that playoff game, and they were almost left with no choice but to give him the money and give him the extension. They're lucky that the contract is front-loaded, because after next year, they can kind of just dump him, if we're being honest, because he has not performed to the expectations. But it gives me hope. It gives me hope for the next quarterback that comes in. Because what Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka is doing right now with Tommy DeVito is, I've never seen anything like it. And it's not like he's lighting up the stat sheet either. 150 yards throwing. I think he ran for like 85 yards, something like that. That's just a ballpark estimate from what I remember. But you're an idiot if you're not having hope for this, for Daboll and Kafka. Because if he's doing this with Tommy DeVito, imagine what he does with some. I mean, I know that we have the 8th pick right now. Imagine if he's doing this with someone like Jayden Daniels. Holy shit. If he's doing that with Jayden Daniels, if we somehow, some way get Drake May, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? What a day. Who knows what's going to happen? What a day from Wan'Dale Robinson. Absolutely incredible. The Saquon fumble. That was so bad. This Giants team is a game out of the wild card. And if you were to tell me at 2-8 that by week 15 we would be a game out of the wild card, I would not believe you. But yet, here we are. Big game next week in the Voodoo Dome against New Orleans. Chris Olave is questionable. Derek Carr playing with 3 broken ribs. Here we go. This is Giant football, baby. Win this and I'm fully drinking the Kool-Aid. Like, I'm drinking half the Kool-Aid, maybe 3/4 of the Kool-Aid. If we win tomorrow, on Sunday, I'm drinking the whole fucking thing. I don't care. The Giant, Tommy DeVito has me believing. I love his agent, Sean Stellato. Shout out Sean Stellato. The best agent in the game. With the fucking top hat, in the black suit, standing in the field on the phone. Him literally standing on a chair, freaking out, doing this. Him and Mr. DeVito fucking kissing each other in the cheek. What more? I mean, I saw a tweet the other day. It was like, every league struggles to like market stars, and here comes like the NFL with like, yeah, the Giants have an Italian quarterback, like, and they're all fucking doing this shit. So I'm looking forward to what's gonna happen on Sunday. I'm looking forward to what's gonna happen next year with whatever quarterback Brian Daboll is gonna work with. Because let's all be honest. I mean, I may have jinxed it, but Daniel Jones, not the guy. He's not the guy, and it sucks to say because you paid him so much money. They weren't left with a choice to pay him money, and I'll just leave it at that because it just seems that DeVito's getting himself some nice backup quarterback money. I'll tell you that. He's getting himself some nice backup quarterback money. And I'm so excited. And we have him under contract. We have him under a rookie contract for the next 3 years, I think. I think they signed him to a standard rookie deal. So who knows? Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll be seeing more Tommy DeVito. Who knows? To the Jets. Jets get a big win over Houston. And now I feel like I don't want to say it's the worst thing to happen, but Jet fans do have hope again. Like it or not, I feel like every time they're always like, season's done, this is it. Here come the Jets with a win, and all of a sudden there's like some hope here. They're 5-8. I know they're only 2 games back from a wild card, so maybe not, but they got a big game against the Dolphins next week, and with how the Dolphins played on Monday against the Titans, I mean, how can you not? I don't know. It all depends, because last game against the Dolphins was a disaster. Tim Boyle, just that 99-yard pick six was a disaster. And yeah, but if you're the Jets, this is definitely something to build on. Tim, I'll read you Tim's text to me, because this was insane. What he texted me on Monday. He goes. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, the Jets are winning the Super Bowl. They're going to sneak in at 9-8. He has them winning out. So he has he has them beating the Dolphins, the Commanders, the Browns, and the Patriots. I mean, good to have hope. I mean, I feel like both our teams are having hope. I'm 3/4 of the way drinking the Kool-Aid. If we win next week, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid the whole way. But holy shit. Insane. Can't believe it. New York football is like kind of back. I hate to say it, but I don't hate to say it, but New York football is kind of back. Let's take a trip around the league. Ravens with a nice win over the Rams in overtime. Nice to see Odell Beckham get a touchdown. What's like the big controversy here? Oh, I knew I was thinking of a controversy. The Bills take down the Chiefs 20-17. Yeah, Kadarius Toney's a dumbass, and I feel like anyone with a brain would know that. Patrick Mahomes complaining about... Here's the thing with this. It was clearly offsides. He was clearly offsides, and the referees in the NFL have made it a point of emphasis to call it more. But at the same time, they give him leeway. They give him leeway, basically being like, hey, like, you're offsides, like, take a step back a bit. And then they're good. The thing with this is the fact that Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid were both like, you can't make a call like that in that spot. You can't make a call like that. If he can't make a call like that, then you don't win a Super Bowl last year against the Eagles. I'm sorry. You don't win a Super Bowl, because that's how they won the game. That's how they won the Super Bowl. Let's all be honest. Was it a hold? Yes. Was it a ticky-tack call, kind of? Yeah, it was. But you don't win the Super Bowl without a ticky-tack call. I'm sorry. So call it both ways. Call it what you want. Kadarius Toney's a dumbass. Like, this is insane. The fact that, and the whole thing with the Kelsey thing, he made I hope they show it when he's in the Hall of Fame. It didn't count. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Patrick Mahomes has kind of turned heel on the NFL kingdom, to the NFL fan base. Sorry, where there's a lot of people not liking him. But I mean, the Chiefs. If you're the Chiefs, you look at that division, AFC West. The Broncos are a game out. How, like, insane is that to even think of? This team lost 70-20. The team lost by 50 in week 3. And now here they are. They're a win and a Chiefs loss away from getting a home playoff game. And now we look ahead. If the Chiefs stay in first place, yeah, they're going to get that home wild card game. But if they have to play someone like Buffalo or Baltimore, even Miami. Who knows if I think Miami's going to get a home. If they have to play someone like Miami or Baltimore, that's what I was thinking of. Jesus Christ. Patrick Mahomes, I can't think of a time where I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably going to use this clip here, but correct me if I'm wrong. Patrick Mahomes I don't think has ever had a true road playoff game. Am I like making that up? And I know Tim's not here to answer this for me, so I'm just gonna roll with it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I can't remember a time where Patrick Mahomes had a true road playoff game, because the last 5 AFC championships have been in Kansas City. So unless he got like I don't know, unless they played the Patriots in Foxborough, but I don't think so. If I'm thinking right, I'm gonna think out loud. They had the Patriots. They had the Patriots in Arrowhead where they lost. Then they had Tennessee. Then they had, I want to say, oh God, who'd they play? Who'd they now I gotta look this up. Who'd they play in the COVID year in the championship game? Oh, the Bills. But I don't think that was in Buffalo. It wasn't in Buffalo. Yeah, no, it was not. It was in Kansas City. So then they played the Bills, and then they played the Bengals, and then they played the Bengals again in the championship games, and they had the buys. So yeah, I know you're like, I know it's kind of like, yeah, if you're playing Pat Mahomes in the playoffs, you should be shaking in your boots, but the guy has not played a true playoff road game. That's a different animal. That's a different beast. So I don't know. Maybe it should be interesting. I do like the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl. Maybe it's a what have you done for me league. So maybe whoever's the hottest team in the AFC, because that AFC is wide open. Maybe you can see the Bills sneaking into the Super Bowl. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, my hair's standing up in the back, which is like kind of disgusting. Yeah, that's kind of bad. But anyway, good. It was a good slate of games. Just that ending was kind of funny, just seeing all the Chiefs players complain. But I just want to give a shout out to Joe Flacco. Joe Cool. He's now the permanent starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. And he, more than likely, is going to be taking this team to the playoffs. Pass on tweet, but it was irrelevant trade news. Yeah, Flacco. Holy shit. Unreal. Herbert out for the year. Oh, let's talk about it. The Philadelphia Eagles are another problem. The Eagles, on one hand with the Eagles, I wouldn't blame the defense for that game. They scored a touchdown. Eagles secondary needs help. Eagles offense needs help. And right now, Dak Prescott looks like the bona fide MVP. And I'll leave it at that, because I'm waiting for the eventual choke from the Cowboys, because the Eagles had the easiest schedule for these next couple games. They have the Seahawks, they have the Giants twice, and the Cardinals. Cowboys have a tough one. They have Buffalo this week. They have Miami, Detroit, and Washington. And if we want to talk about how easy this Chiefs schedule, because I feel like the Chiefs are going to bounce back from this. They're playing teams that are all starting their backup quarterbacks. They have the Patriots, who are starting Bailey Zappi, the Raiders, who are starting Aiden O'Connell, although Antonio Pierce hasn't been like committed on who's starting for them this week against the Chargers. Then they have the Bengals, who are starting Jake Browning, although Jake Browning looks really good, so maybe, who knows? And then the Chargers with Easton sick, and that's another disaster. Brandon Staley's getting fired at the end of the year. So we'll see. Those are games that they should win. Maybe the Patriots defense is not to be messed with, so maybe they give them a run for their money, but God, Bailey Zappi is so bad. He's so bad. He's so bad the Chiefs have to win that game. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, so next week we got Saturday games. Thursday night game's gonna suck, obviously. Yeah, should be a good couple games. Sunday night games, definitely something to look forward to. Definitely the Monday night game too. Yeah, that's NFL football. This is gonna be a short one. All those stand specials are very short. Next up, let's go to the NBA. And we're not talking Knicks. I know they lost to the Jazz last night. The Lakers won the in-season tournament. Congratulations. I mean, I was listening back to how we thought like the in-season tournament was going to be a failure. It was not. It was probably some of the best NBA basketball I've seen in a while, in the month of November and December, no less. But I still think that the East-West thing should be abolished for the in-season tournament. I said this. I listened back. Back in July, and I said to an episode back in July, and I said like, don't make it East-West. Make like a death group. Like I know like an unknown team, like a little, not like an unknown team, but like a small team, like the Pacers were able to become like. But still, I'm not a fan of the East-West groups. Divide it up. Maybe have like maybe groups of 4. I don't know, but in-season tournament success. Zion Williamson is fat. That was so funny. If you saw that Stephen A. Smith show, Shohei signs for $700 million. Zion Williamson is fat. Yeah, but he responded with like a 38-point performance against the best defensive team in the league. So, who am I to judge? Still a Zion lover. Yeah, let's talk about the Golden State Warriors. Draymond Green gets ejected for flagrant 2 after an open hand punch on Yusuf Nurkic. Gets suspended indefinitely, has to undergo counseling. This is not good for the Golden State Warriors. And I didn't really, like, I'll be honest, because, you know, like, college basketball and the NFL sort of, like, you know, run my, like, sports this time of year. But just from, like, so I did some research. I listened to some San Francisco sports radio, saw what was going on, and basically the vibe that I got from it was, this is, like, rock bottom. It's rock bottom. This team sucks. And to the point where Klay Thompson, all the deflection was going on Klay Thompson, and I like saw his stats. I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. That's so bad. The fact that he denied that extension, wanted more money, and it seems like from listening to this, Steve Kerr is like a couple games away from pulling the plug on Klay and playing those younger guys like Brandon Podziemski from Santa Clara, the rookie, Trace Jackson Davis, the rookie from Indiana, who I said was going to be a nice Draymond Green replacement. Learn under Draymond defensively. Let me make that clear. He was going to learn from Draymond Green defensively and make himself a great defender because he was not that great of a defender in college. But this is bad. This is really bad. This is bad. Holy shit. If you're a Warriors fan, I'm sorry. And you know who doesn't deserve this? Steph Curry. Because, my God, his legacy is just going to take a hit for this. Because he's got a fucking nutcase. He's got one guy that wants more money when he clearly doesn't deserve it. This is terrible. This is terrible. It was all thought that, like, once Jordan Poole was gone, like, it's going to be like your normal Golden State Warriors. No, they are terrible. This is bad. They suck. And that's why I like the Clippers minus 5.5 tonight against the Golden State Warriors. What a leeway into that. Yeah, I feel like this Warriors team is just terrible. I feel like it's just Steph Curry and a bunch of dudes right now. Like this is real. It reminds me of when after they lost to the Raptors in the finals and they, like, you know, Klay with his Achilles and all that. So, and it was just Steph and a bunch of dudes. And then how'd that draft work out for them? They ended up with James Wiseman. I'm shipping him to Detroit. Speaking of Detroit, that's another terrible instance. Holy shit. I have a challenge for our listeners. Look back to some of our summer episodes and try to find my take about the Detroit Pistons. You will laugh your ass off. I will Venmo you $5 if you are able to find that. That's a challenge. Because it's bad. It's so bad. I almost fell to my knees when I heard it. I screamed when I heard it because it was that bad of a take. But I'll leave it at that. But God, this team's terrible. They're so bad. The whole Killian Hayes shit. The Killian Hayes being terrible. The big man deficit, like Marvin Bagley. I love him. Duke, whatever. James Wiseman, not good. I feel like the only two guys that are really the dudes are Cade Cunningham and Asar Thompson. Jaden Ivey hasn't cut it at all. They haven't won in like a month. They haven't won in a month. The Lions had more wins in the month of November than the Detroit Pistons. And they play once a week. The Lions play once a week. I can't believe it. I can't believe how bad this Pistons team is. And especially with the coaching, too, because you bring in Monty Williams. He's the highest paid coach in the league. The highest paid coach in the league only has 4 wins. The Wizards, and the mediocrity continues because above them you have the Wizards, and then above them you have the Spurs. Oh my God. This is the future of the league. And this is how it's going? Oh my God. Has Wembanyama been figured out? I don't know, but it's so bad. It is so bad. I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. And I will give a shout out to another young team. The Houston Rockets look really good. I don't think they're going to get a playoff spot. They're definitely going to get a play-in spot. I feel like the hiring of Ime Udoka is huge. Alfred Sengun did not have a good game last night. He got bitched by Triple J, but whatever. Tari Eason, shout out him. I had the Rockets minus 8.5 last night, and it was Tari Eason saved the bet. Phenomenal defense, great rebounder, great defender. I think I already said phenomenal defense, but whatever. Yeah, shout out to the Rockets because they could definitely sneak into a play-in spot. Definitely, maybe, who knows? But I definitely love watching the Houston Rockets. Jalen Green's definitely opening my eyes a bit. Yeah, love watching the Rockets. That's definitely something to look forward to if you're in H-Town. Other than that, I don't think there's really much NBA to go over. NHL. Definitely. Do I say it? Do I say it about the Rangers? I mean, I know it's right now it's December 14th. And I think that there's a sort of I have an uneasy feeling about the New York Rangers right now. And I know it all starts with Igor Shesterkin. Because he has not been playing well ever since he came back from injury. And I'm starting to think that he's not 100%. And maybe you give him a phantom stint, a phantom injury. I don't even know what they call it in hockey. Maybe a phantom injury stint, maybe something like that. I don't know. Because when they put Igor Shesterkin on the ice, they win games, but they aren't pretty wins. And I know 2 points is 2 points in the National Hockey League, and I'll leave it at that. But when you put in Jonathan Quick, it's like a complete 180. He looks like the Jonathan Quick that tortured me as a 10-year-old in 2014. Like, this is an 11-year-old in 2014. It's just a complete 180. What I'm seeing here, it's like it's literally a career revival. Because he looks like he's got like a 2.2 goals against or something like that. Something like completely crazy. A 2.20. He's 8-0-1. He is 8-0-1. They only lost one time with him, and it was in a shootout against Minnesota. This is wow. Rangers have a back-to-back coming up on front tomorrow. They have the Ducks at the Garden, then they go to Boston to take on the Bruins. Jonathan Quick expected to be the goalie against Anaheim on tomorrow, and then Igor on Saturday. We go trip around the league. I'll give the Islanders a shout out. New York Islanders are 4 points back of the New York Rangers. I mean, I feel like the last time Tim was on here, he was talking about how terrible the Islanders are. And now here come the New York Islanders, four points away from the playoff spot, which is definitely something to keep an eye out for. Because, oh my God, if there is a Rangers Islanders playoff series, this podcast will be broken. We would have to have a moderator because we'd just be going at each other's throats. It'd be personal. But Devils sneaking their way back into a playoff spot. They got a big win the other night against Boston in overtime. They've sort of found their groove. They're tied for that second wild card spot. There's a 4-way tie for that second wild card spot. Excuse me. Washington with 31 points. Devils with 31 points. Hurricanes who have fallen off big. They lost 4 in a row. They had a really bad loss against the Edmonton Oilers. They were able to bounce back against Ottawa. Yeah, they lost 4 in a row out west. Lost to Winnipeg. They lost to Edmonton. They lost to Calgary. They lost to Vancouver. But then they were able to bounce back and get a win against Ottawa. They have a game tonight against Detroit. Tampa Bay I think Andre Vasilevsky is back, and I was listening. Shout out to our guy Matt. If the Lightning, I'll be honest, yeah, if the Lightning do make the playoffs, I will be shaking in my boots. I'm not gonna lie. This team was 2 wins away from three-peating a Stanley Cup. Obviously, I'd be shaking my boots. I mean, I'd be lying. I'd be lying if I wasn't. I'd definitely be lying. Out west, Oilers back on track. Chris Knoblauch hockey, ladies and gentlemen. Get used to it. Oilers 1 point away from that wild card spot. The Oilers have sort of found their groove. Remember, they started the year with only 1 win. It was not looking bright. They fire Jay Woodcroft, but now here come the Oilers. Chris Knoblauch hockey, ladies and gentlemen. They're 1 game back of a wild card spot. They realized who they were. They have Connor McDavid. They have Leon Draisaitl. They have the 2 best players in hockey. They need to make I feel like it's an expectation of them to make the playoffs every year, let alone make it to at least the conference finals. So this is big. This is big here. You listen to our hockey preview, the Vancouver Canucks, 2nd playoff spot. You all call me crazy, Jake, Matt, Tim, thinking that the Vancouver Canucks were in the playoffs. So fuck you guys. Canucks 2nd in the Pacific Division, 2nd in the Western Conference as well. But the Oilers are on the rise. That's all I got for hockey. Rangers, I have a bit of an uneasy feeling, but hopefully that feeling subsides. Every team goes through a down streak. So hopefully Igor gets fixed up. Leave it at that. We could talk some college basketball. There's a big, when I say big, I mean big slate of games coming up starting tomorrow. UConn, Gonzaga, just to name a few here. We got Kansas, Indiana on Saturday, Baylor, Michigan State on Saturday, Houston, A&M. The number 1 team in the country, Arizona, taking on the number 3 team in the country, Purdue. North Carolina, Kentucky. Alabama, Creighton. That's going to be a lot of offense. And I feel like there's one more. Oh, no, that was it. Going to be a loaded slate of college basketball on Saturday. I'm very excited. Haven't done a video in a while. Haven't done a video since Saturday. So we're going to have a nice 6-day break. Been getting some money to build up to keep that bankroll going for college basketball. So big slate of games starting tomorrow. I feel like that's really going to be it. But moving on, what I saw, Tim's not here to show his school spirit, but I will represent for them. Cortland football in the Division III football national championship. Go fucking Dragons. Go win us a chip, baby. I don't even go to Cortland. I'm repping my school. But go Cortland. If I had a team in D3 football, it'd be the Cortland Red Dragons. Go Cortland. I'll leave it at that. I think it's at 7 o'clock on Friday. So if you college basketball fans out there, watch Cortland at 7 o'clock and then go right in to UConn Gonzaga on at 10 o'clock. Be very excited for it. All right. So that's going to wrap it up. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Be sure to like this video, leave a comment on this video, subscribe to our YouTube. Be sure to follow us and rate us on Spotify. 5 stars only. Be on the lookout for our picks for Week 15 on Sunday, or maybe even Saturday. Who knows? And we will see you guys on Tuesday. Peace out, guys.